His music's been described as a mix of classic rock, country and blues, which takes you on a mystical odyssey of self-discovery. Leonard, also known under his stage name St. Leonard, famously signed his record deal on the London grave of painter and poet William Blake. Well, this week he's releasing new single Rise Up and wraps up his tour with a show at the Lexington in Islington, and St. Leonard joins me now. But before I chat to him, let's see him in action.
Watch you dance across the room under a killing moon. I was lost in the fog of your strange perfume, and the love of God is the love of you. For the love of God, I hope you tell him the truth. Turn around and the face in the crowd, rise up. On the faces of people you meet, you rise up.
Loving Rise Up there. Lots of people in our studio swaying along to it. What is the message and story to that track?
Oh, it's sort of a duality, really. On one level, it's a song about a night out that sort of went a particular way and became in itself something quite unexpected, which I wanted to sort of document in kind of a narrative way. But on another level, perhaps it's sort of more of a cry about my misgivings about the direction technocracy is going in and our lack of engagement in our media, and how sort of technology is often getting in the way of experience, certainly for young people at times. So
yeah,
that's basically what it's about, I guess.
Well, it's taken from the album Good Luck Everybody, which you recorded on the former estate of Stanley Kubrick.
Yes.
What on earth was that place like?
Kind of exactly as you would imagine Stanley Kubrick's house to be, because he was a hoarder and used to keep all of the props from all of the films. So disarmingly, as you would walk in the front door, there would be some of the masks from Eyes Wide Shut, and one of the first conversations I had with Jack, who helped produce the record, Jack, his grandson, was sat at the table where Jack Nicholson's writing the book in The Shining, the actual table. So it was quite disarming, actually, initially, but it really sort of fired the old imagination, as you can imagine, sort of wandering around and then just stumbling into those props that you just, almost have like a waking dream moment of being like, good Lord, that's Hal's eye. What's that doing there? So,
well, yeah, the music on this has been described as very cinematic. Do you think that's because of the setting?
Possibly. I mean, also the fact that I kind of made the first draft of the record in Hollywood. I moved to Hollywood to make it, and so I was obviously suddenly thrown into that environment and sort of meeting various people of that world, and it just imbued sort of my writing with some of those qualities. So.
Well, your tour's taken you to Manchester, to Leeds, to Ireland as well.
Yes.
You're coming back to London now. What is the reception you get when you're here?
Oh, it's usually pretty warm in London, because this is really where this has been the basis of my career, really sort of building it. I mean, I was helped out a great deal by the Libertines early on, and it's always been a very sort of homecoming show, really. So it's good, particularly on this run, because we haven't played in London for about 4 or 5 months, and we've been out doing provincial shows and sort of building a head of steam, and now we're going to come back on Thursday and hopefully wrap up the year with a fairly interesting show, I hope. Yeah.
And as the reception you've been getting for this record, doing it with horses, has it been slightly different from your solo?
Yes, yeah, the first record was so stripped back and so sort of troubadour-esque, and which has its benefits and its misgivings at the same time, because there's an immediacy of just being there with an acoustic guitar, which is fantastic, but having developed this relationship with the horses as a band, and us all sort of inspiring each other and pushing each other as well, it just allows your sort of ambitions to go up a little bit for the live shows, what you can try and actually achieve. So yeah, so it's a little different, but good. Yeah.
And moving on now, is the pressure on to come up with an even better location for your next record?
People have asked me this several times, like, where next? So yeah, probably like Kurt Vonnegut's house, I don't know, and somewhere like that, I don't know.
How can you top it after that?
It's very hard to top Kubrick's house, this one, I think, but I'll find somewhere. I've got a few places in mind. Stonehenge, maybe.
That would be a good one. Also quite spooky, I'd imagine.
I imagine it would be, yes. Yeah.
Well, St. Leonard, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much, and best of luck with the show on Thursday
Thank
at
you.
Lexington. Right.